Hey, what's going on, guys? And today we have wave 2 of the Swapticons. Very, very nice. Okay, so anyways, we've already done wave 1. So yeah, we've got wave 2, we've got Clinch and Nemesis Prime, and we're gonna start with them. So let me get these others out of the way real quick. Alright, there we go. Trying to record with this camera is going to be the death of me. But hey, at least it has better colors. Anyways, here they are, Clinch and Nemesis Prime. Very nice. Packaging is just like the others, of course. You should definitely go watch the video on the first wave. And now, we're just gonna have to try and open this up. I have to work from like this side here. Because of where the mic is, because I have to use a different mic for this phone. This camera. Definitely not just my phone. Definitely not. Haha. Okay. There we go. That wasn't hard at all. So here we go. We can just kind of yoink these guys out. There is a little tie-in here, but literally you just push their head down and it doesn't matter. Literally, they're so easy to get out. And there go all the others, too. Anyways, so, as you can see, we can kind of, like, spin his head around. You know. He's got a head, right? I mean, it's Nemesis Prime. So, of course, there's also Clinch here. But, you might notice that it's actually just literally a redeco of, quit shaking the camera, of the original Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus. So, that's cool. I mean, what did you expect? It's Nemesis Prime. He's always a redeco of Optimus. So yeah, honestly, they're pretty nice in bottom. I actually have no idea who Clinch is. I've never heard of it. I don't know. The name seems familiar, but anyways, obviously, just to combine them, to transform them, you just stick their heads together, twist and connect, and honestly it's a pretty darn good vehicle mode. I do really like the vehicle mode. I do tend to really like the vehicle modes for these Swapticon guys. The bot modes look a little weird, but the vehicle modes are really nice. Obviously, once again, it's a redeco. But you know, we can see them side by side. Very cool. Very nice. You could swap them around. You know. You could... I know it's possible! There. Oh my goodness. I should not be struggling this much with Swapticons. But, you know, you can do that if you want to. That's pretty cool. Anyways, the next ones. Dinobot, Snarl, and Grimlock. These are brand new molds. Yippee! Open sesame! Ugh. Get out of here. We have an interesting little piece here for obviously Snarl's tail. Here we have Grimlock. He is just a little guy, and he does actually look pretty Grimlocky, I guess. That's pretty cool. Anyways, then we have Snarl, because why not? Here he is. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Give the head a spin. 360 on those heads, because why not? Yep, of course, the tail does hook on. Let's see. Looks like it hooks in just right here. You just kind of have to push it down in there, which is not going to be easy, apparently. You just have to... Come on. Come on. Me Grimlock use strength. Me Grimlock no good at this. Me Grimlock weak. There we go. Me Grimlock did it. And then, of course, it can fold up so that he can stand up when they're, you know, just being little guys, right? And then, of course, to transform them, you have to just stick their heads together, put your heads together, and see if you can figure it out, right? That's how they transform. You do have to bring this down, and then it makes this weird little dinosaur. It's just a little lizard guy. I mean, honestly, for being a combination of two different alt modes, it's actually makes a pretty coherent alt mode. I mean, this looks like a dinosaur. This looks like a creature that could have existed, right? This looks like a creature that could have existed. It's actually pretty coherent. Not gonna lie, I'm not sure what I expected, honestly. But, you know, it's pretty cool. Of course, now we just have a giant T-Rex head, which is going to make things very silly when we swap them with other guys. Now, the next ones are somewhere down on the floor. They fell off. Ravage and Shadow Panther, a couple of Decepticon mini-cons. Actually, I think, is Shadow Panther, like, actually aligned? Or what? I don't know. I'd have to look him up again. Shit. Shit. No, he's a Decepticon. Yeah. But, you know, it's just a couple of little Decepticon mini-con type guys. Probably mini cassettes, you know. Now, these guys are obviously just going to be redecos of, shoot, can I get them out? Yep. They're obviously just going to be redecos of, Cheetor and Tigatron, which are right here. I keep these on I made sure to have these guys on standby for this video because I'm smart and I know what I'm doing. I think. Probably not, actually. But, you know, this is, shoot. Which one's which again? I don't know which one's which. I think this one is Shadow Panther, yeah, because he has gold on him. So, this is Shadow Panther. Here he is. Give his head a spin. Yep, that's pretty nice. And then, of course, we have, Ravage. Oh, yeah, that's Ravage. That's Ravage. I guess it also does kind of invoke his, Beast Wars design, I guess. Considering it has to have a bot mode. This one just has, like a regular bot head. This one has the tiger head. So, you know, it does kind of invoke his Beast Wars design, which is cool. Of course, the tail is a separate piece that plugs in on the back right here. Was it hard? Was it this hard on the other ones? I don't know. But obviously, to combine them, to transform them, we must combine them. Do this thing. Do this thing. There we go. Spin that tail around. And, I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, if I take, these guys here, you can see the tail piece is the same, right? We can do the same thing. And, you know, they're pretty much the same. I feel like there's, like, less paint apps on these ones just because they're just black. I don't know. But hey, you know, you could swap the tails around. You could totally just, like, swap the tails around on these guys, you know. You do that, you could, you know. Come on, spice it up a little bit. Give it a little bit more color. Or something, I don't know. But that's interesting. So that's fun. And then the last ones are also new molds, I do believe, if I can grab them off the floor. We have Starscream and Slipstream. Ah, yes. Every time I hear Slipstream, I always think of RID 2015 Slipstream. I know that literally every other version of Slipstream and the original idea of Slipstream was a Decepticon, was a female seeker. I know that. I know that, and I also know that she was originally just going to be literally just Starscream, just female Starscream, same colors and everything, but they decided, you know, they're not going to have female bots in G1, right? Do we need to look at the... we haven't been looking at the packaging, but it's all the same, you know, just with the different characters. Right, you get the point. You see the front of the box, and that's really all you need. And... wow. Okay, he does have a little bit of arm articulation. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. Here's Starscream, by the way. Here he is. Give his head a spin. You know. Then grab Slipstream. She also has kind of the same arm articulation, which is probably the most normal arm articulation in here. Here she is. Give her head a spin. That's very nice. Now, I expected Starscream to actually be the front of the jet, but apparently when you transform them, you have to combine them, and oh my goodness, no, there's another piece. Oh my goodness, no, it's another one of these. Me Starscream, not strong. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Megatron has fallen. I, Starscream, shall now attach this piece. I don't know, something. There we go. Obviously, for bot mode, it can like flip up like that, you know, and it just kind of sticks there. But you know, for jet, it makes like a little chibi jet. It's very fat. It's a very fat jet. I don't think you could even call this a jet, honestly. Let's be honest. Is this really a jet? Nah. It's I don't know what the heck it is. It's something. It's something. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. There was a lot more Decepticons in this one. So I guess that was nice. But it turns out Megatron hasn't fallen. Because he's right here. I do have all of the Wave 1 guys here, so we can just kind of mess around with them for just a minute. You know, I'll bring these guys back in. I'll bring these guys back in. I'll bring them in. I'll bring them in, and I'll bring all the guys or whatever. Hey, flight capabilities now. Of course. I mean, we all know that we already had flight capabilities. The good old Bumblebee Hot Rod X-Wing. Whoosh. Or also, hey, you know what? We got more additions. We not just Ultra Magnus now, but we have Clench. Yes, I need to remember that name. I'm not going to, well, I might remember. No, I'm gonna remember it, but it's just, you know, there we go. That's honestly a cooler aircraft, I feel like. You know, we could do something like, it's a flying dinosaur now. I just insist on these being flight vehicles, but you know, honestly, hey look, he's fast now. All the other guys are like in the way, but you know, you know, you can go like something like that, and you can have Dinosaur Prime or something. You can, you know what, honestly, you know what might go together a little bit better? These two. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. We can do this combination. Hey, that's nice. That's a nice combo. We can, you know, we can do this and then, you know, do something like, oh my. We could do something like classic trailer. There we go. We could do the cheetah butt wait a minute, actually, I need to see this. I need to see this in black version. Black version. It's gonna be more coherent than the original, but oh yeah, that's nice. I'm sorry, I just have to do that. But you know, we can stick these together. Heck, you know, we can still do the thing where we do like this. You know, we can give it a gun right there. We can you know, do like, I don't know, like this and like this. Make it extra fast, you know, just make it extra fast, and we could, you know, like take these. I feel like these will go together pretty well. You know, it's such a fat jet that it can't even fly, so it just moves along the ground, kind of just scrapes along the ground, kind of. It gives out massive fumes. Terrible output, right? Terrible for the environment. Something like that. You know, it's a jet like that. It's just, you know, you do this for, you can give it curls or something. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Don't question me. Don't question me. And give this thing a gun. Honestly, that gun belongs on this. Or like, really, this needs a gun. You know what? I'm really liking the prospect of putting a turret on this. Okay, that's cool, actually. I like that. Now, you know, we have a bigger roster of Decepticons to mess around with, so, you know, we had one set of Decepticons in the last one set of Autobots in this one, and now you can have full combinations that are just Decepticons. You know, you can actually no keep these together. I just really like that. Sorry. You know, you could do get that out of here, man. Give it to this thing. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh no. You can just be absolutely silly with it. You can be real silly with it. You can do something like that. You can do cat jets. You could do these. This has always been a good combo. I feel like those two molds. Forget about the cat tail there, right? You know, you give it, you know, maybe it's evolved. You know what? It's different now. It's better, right? Also, we have more animals. You know, we have more creature combinations. Which means you can make some still very silly, but you know, maybe not as silly, but also like still silly creations with these. You know, you can get really silly with these. And there's just more. That is not the one I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. This combination I've always really liked. Make it the X-wing. Make it an X-wing because I just like that. Anyways, but yeah, you can just it's fun. It's fun, and I like it, and they're great. And Wave 2 is full of Decepticons, and it balances out with Wave 1 really nicely. I'll say because like I said, you know, before we just had one set of Decepticons. Now we have four set. Like we had one set of Decepticons, 3 sets of Autobots. Now we have 4 of each, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. It's great, amazing. And now the only Swapticons I don't have are the 2 5-packs. I gotta find them at some point. Anyways, that's all for today. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!